Session number 2, moving content from Moodle to Brightspace. So we have our Brightspace navigation down. We know how to get to our courses. So just for the sake of step 1, we'll go to our Brightspace course just so we have it ready to go. So we're going to click on the waffle icon or go down to my courses widget and just click on the course so it opens up. And then to get us prepared, I will click on the content tool because that's where you're going to actually put your Moodle import. And then we're going to click on table of contents just so we're super ready.
Oh, we're not screen sharing.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I'm giving you an overview.
Preview,
now you know where I'm going to be. Here it is. I'm on the table of contents page. So just as a brief review, because I didn't share my screen, waffle icon, and then I clicked on a course. And then it opens up to the course homepage. So you will need to click on content to get to your actual content page. And then table of contents will be right here on the left. And this is going to be our important button to click on. But first we need to get some data. So I'm going to open a new tab and go to Moodle. This link is no longer on Marywood's homepage, but it's the same as it's always been, moodle2a.marywood.edu, and we have it until the end of June, so if you haven't done this yet, I would do it pretty soon. We're going to click on our course that we want to port over, so whether that's in the dashboard or down here on the left or up in my courses, wherever you're going to find it, just click on your course. And then once you're in here, you're going to go right up to the top to course management, that little green gears icon, and click on backup, which is in this third column right between reset and restore. So you're going to click on backup, and automatically it checks everything that you might want. So it includes like activities and resources, which is important. So that'll bring over all your assignments and your quizzes and your files. We don't really need to include blocks because there isn't an equivalent, but you can keep all of these things checked. The most important parts, I would say, are the activities and resources and the question bank, because that brings over all your questions, which is, very important. But then we can click jump to final step if you just want to copy everything in your course. But if you want to pick and choose, you'll click next and you'll be able to check off like what parts you want to actually include. So I might actually do that so it doesn't take forever for things to upload.
We also recommend if you have a lot of discussions,
yes.
The discussion tools don't exactly line up because they use similar language, but they represent a different thing in Brightspace. So if you have a lot of discussions, you might want to uncheck them, and you might be better off copying and pasting from one to the other. Either if you're not ready to build in Brightspace now, just like copy them out of Moodle and paste them in a Word doc before the 30th. And if Riley actually clicks those show type options up at the top when you're doing this, you can scroll down to discussions.
Oh, forums, right?
Forums, yes, forums, and click none, and it will uncheck all of your forums, so you can do that in one.
I would also probably say it about labels too, just as a throw out, because I've had a couple instructors use labels, which were like those images you put in between your resources, and they just get uploaded as a web page to Brightspace. So it's just more cleanup on your end. It just kind of puts it in as a link, and then you click on it and it's just an image. So if you don't mind moving that or deleting it after import, then you can leave them go, but I'll probably just click none on them so I don't have to worry about it. But otherwise, you can kind of check and go about your business here. And then when you come down below like that intro part, you can either check the entire section or just individual parts. Just know that if you do like uncheck it, everything grays out in here. So you need to check on it and then uncheck what you don't want specifically from an area. So I will keep a bunch of these things, and maybe I'll just get rid of some other ones so we don't have a whole bunch of nonsense. There is a bunch of nonsense in here, but it's fine. Once you are done clicking and choosing what you would like to use and bring over, you can just scroll all the way to the bottom and click next. And once you do that, it just gives you a summary of what you've checked. So if you want to go back and change it, you can. So it goes through the whole thing. Every week it shows you what you've selected. And then perform backup is where you would actually be if you click jump to final step. It would already bring you to this page. So it does a backup, and it shouldn't take too long, though sometimes it does get hung up. I know we had an instructor, it took like 10 minutes for it to back up because there's a lot of stuff in there. So definitely exercise some patience with it. It's possible that maybe I should use a different file because I did include a lot of things. It's just climbing up. But yeah, you would sit here until it's done. If you kind of just went through all of your courses and just ran backups on each of them, and you come back to a course and you're like, wait, where's that file? I could show you where that is. If you want to go and look at your backup files that we have generated here, you would actually click on the gear icon, and I will bring it up one more time. You click on your course that you're asking about, and then click on the gear icon at the top, and you would click on restore. So that's where all the backup files go, because then you would technically restore it from the link to your Moodle page. And here in the user private backup area, the most recent one will be the most recent course that you actually did. And if you want to make sure you're doing the right one, you want to look at this middle section. This is the course code. So this one is called ETS 200, but I've done ones for apparently this counseling class in the past. So just make sure you're looking at the right ones. Then we can download it from here. And it downloads, if you're in Chrome, to the bottom of your page. And do not try opening it because it will error out. It's only able to be read by an LMS. So we're going to have to go right back to Brightspace to actually open it up, essentially. So we have our downloaded file. It's ready to go. So we're going to go back up to our Brightspace tab on the top. And since we're already in table of contents, we just have to click import course and then import course package. And this is where you upload your file. So you could either drag it from the bottom bar here and just release it, or if you want to click upload, you're able to search your computer for the file as well. So here, if you did download everything from Moodle and you're like, oh, wait, I'm not supposed to put in discussions, you can actually go through advanced options and pick and choose what you want from this file. But if you want to just import everything, you can do that as well. I think, Kat, you could correct me if I'm wrong. In advanced options, you could also offset dates, right?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah. So I might as well look at that. If we click on advanced, it will upload our package, and then it'll give us some extra steps to do once it's done. And mine was a pretty short package from March, so it shouldn't take too long, but it'll give you a step-by-step and confirm when things are uploaded and converted and available to view. So if we wanted to actually work on other things, we can send an alert when the step completes, and then we'll probably see it up here in the bell icon, but we might as well just kind of chill out.
Yeah. So if you had like multiple Moodle courses to do still, you could start the upload for one, and then you could like move over to the next one and work on that one.
Yeah.
There is also, if you import it, like if you just say, I'm going to try and import everything, and you import all discussions and labels too, there is a way to just like reset your course real easy and delete everything. So if you do it once and you're like, I don't like the way these items came through, you could like reset it, do a new, and do the import again and choose components and not choose those items. So you don't have to create a new backup from Moodle because you have the option to choose here as well. So you can give it a go and see what you like. And if there's something that you don't like and we're like, this is easier to recreate than update,
yeah,
you can start over and do that.
Yeah, sometimes it's just easier to reset instead of trying to backlog it. But once it's done, you can click continue. And I did actually want to go through and pick and choose my bits. So it's going to make me continue one more time. So this is what I have in my package. If you had everything, you'd see things like content, assignments, discussions, quizzes. Like it would break it down into the different things that you are porting over. In my case, I have questions from the question library and some bits of content. So if I wanted to see what those were and kind of delegate from there, or dictate rather what I want to keep, I could click on the checkbox and then select individual items from that section. But you know, I'm gonna just select everything. even though I could have done that at the beginning. I just decided I want to. Towards the bottom, we have the offset dates area, which is what Kat and I had just mentioned before. If you don't individually select items from your Moodle import, you could still do this offset dates at a later date. So you don't have to do it here, but I just wanted to show you. If you check the box, you can either offset your due dates by a direction and range. So if you taught this course last fall and you know that the dates will still be generally the same, it's just a day later because of a year. You can say put them forward one day, and it'll put all of your due dates forward one day from what they were previously. So you could also do hours if you really wanted to do that as well. I've never used the calculate range between dates, but I think, Kat, you have, right?
Yeah, so like I basically just said like the first day of the course, like last fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we would say like 6/24/2020. And then for this fall, you can say 6/24 or whatever it is, 2021, and it will just shift everything to match this fall's dates. I mean, you still want to double check it afterwards, but if you're, because we do have a number of student requests that come in and they're like, my instructor said this, but it's not working, or I've done it myself where the student's like, this says it was due in 2019 because you forgot to update a due date. So, and then you can see now it says it'll move all your due dates forward that year.
Which is nice. So I'll click continue. I don't know if I had any due dates, so it might not even matter, but it's cool anyway. It just gives you a little summary before you actually do it. So we're going to import all the items from both of these sections, and we have some offset date options. And I'll just click continue so that it finishes its import. So it'll give you this uploaded, converted, and then imported. If you chose to do everything all at once, you would just get this page automatically. So everything's good. We can then either import another package. So if you're kind of like splicing a couple courses together, you can import another package. You can review and manage your dates from here if you would like, or we could just go through and view our content. So we have our content already here. I did not have much in here, but if you had a whole bunch of modules, and I'm pretty sure if the modules were like week 1, week 2, they would just come in as imported module. And you would just see it as a title over here on the left, and you might have to change those names. It's not a big deal. You would just come into the left and click on your module, and you can either just click on the title to change it, or you can click on the context menu, which is the down caret that you'll see next to pretty much everything in Brightspace, and click edit title. So we can say this is actually week 1. And once you hit enter, it just confirms it on the left, and you're good to go. And you can change these, whenever you like, but they will come in as imported module, so you might need to, differentiate between them.
While you're here, you may want to mark things as hidden. Like if you import everything and you do have to go in here on this little eye icon, makes it a hidden module. So you might want to hide it, and then like after you've gone through and updated it or make sure it's ready, then you could come back and make it visible. But that way, if your course automatically opens, students don't see a whole bunch of things if you're pushing up to the start of the semester there, because like we mentioned previously, it will open that week beforehand.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Other things, I didn't bring over any discussions, but do you think I should talk about those just yet, Kat, or just for the sake of the video?
Well, I think it's fine. Because you don't have any, so it will be weird. I guess the brief overview is that both Brightspace and Moodle use the term discussion forum, except in Moodle, the discussion forum is the place where the students actually reply and answer questions. In Brightspace, a discussion forum is a category and a grouping mechanism for discussions. So I don't know if you want to go, do you have it in a different course, or if you want to go to my math course?
Yeah, I have some in here.
Okay. So this black text is the discussion forum, right? And that is a grouping mechanism. So if you have, so like I group all my intro discussions. So like I have like I call it rendezvous area because I tried to be funny. But so like my rendezvous has my general questions forum and my introductions. And then I have a second forum that is my weekly discussions. So I have a second forum like that. One of the nice things about the forums is that you do have the option to put settings there, and you can apply all of those settings to the actual discussions. So now in Brightspace here, they're called topics.
Mm-hmm.
So a Moodle discussion forum is equivalent to a Brightspace discussion topic. And those are where the students are going to actually reply. So those blue text items. Now, if you import your discussions over from Moodle to here, it will import them all as forums. So all of your content will still be there, but you still have to actually go through and move them all into topics so the students can actually reply.
Yeah. So it's just a little bit of extra work. I think like it'll come in as a forum with the topic with the same name, so it might just be a bit spread. But I mean, you can still make it work. I think if you just keep everything in content, it'll be fine, because for the most part, I don't think like they don't have to go to discussions to actually access the discussions, as long as you move it over to content, which we will talk about more tomorrow. But that's just one of the big pain points with Moodle to Brightspace imports. Otherwise, everything comes over pretty accurately, except for those labels like we mentioned. And if you put any like descriptions in your weekly, like week-to-week items, those would come in as web pages as well. So just keep that in mind too.